Hello, my name is Tim, my company is Sports and Touring, and we are Jaguar F-Type specialists. We don't very often carry convertibles in our stock, for a number of reasons. But when we do, they have to earn their place, and this one really does. It is a stunning looking car, in ultimate black, also known as Santorini black, sitting on these beautiful blade alloy wheels, just about the most expensive wheels available for an F-Type, and they are diamond cut with technical grey powder coating and carbon fibre blade inserts. It's got fabulous options. It is the all-wheel drive version of the car, so the handling is impeccable, the power delivery is tremendous. It's got very good service history from Jaguar and one noted independent specialist. It's in great condition with a very nice selection of options. Let's take a look around. Very often designers start with a coupe and then make a convertible. And in doing that, they can run into all kinds of problems. Problems with making the roof fold away neatly without causing an ugly bulge. Problems with vestigial bits of window sticking up from the bodywork. And all manner of other things too. But Jaguar went about things differently. They started the design of the F-Type intending and achieving to manufacture the convertible before the coupe. And that, I'm sure, is one of the reasons why the convertible looks so good, and particularly why the rear end there has that beautiful flowing haunch look to it. This is a very beautiful car indeed. And having spoken about the design in general, then this one in particular looks just sensational in this gorgeous glossy black colour with the chrome detail of the badges and those gorgeous quad tailpipes and so forth. It's in great condition, it drives superbly, and it is a pleasure to have in our stock here. Let's take a look inside. The car's supplied, of course, with 2 remote key fobs and the owner's book pack, but no need to have the fob in your hand to get into the car because keyless entry is one of the features on this F-Type. Tap the button and the car unlocks, the handle moves out into the open and the power fold mirror deploys into the driving position. And here we are in this beautiful cockpit. We'll start with the door card, which is in sensational condition, pretty well as it left the factory. And the extended jet leather here, the black leather with red contrast stitching, runs around the cockpit and is all in great condition. We have these beautiful performance seats, the wingback seat design with, of course, the R logo on the headrest. Let's sit down into the car. Always a pleasure to step into an F-Type, into this beautiful cockpit, a great mix of technology and art, I dare say. And looking around, we can take in the glove compartment there between the seats, the little stowage compartment. We've got another stowage compartment here under the armrest with 2 USB sockets, a 12-volt socket and an auxiliary input for the infotainment. We've got the twin cup holders there, and then the center console, a beautiful piece of design. And to explore it properly, let's start up the supercharged V8. We do that, of course, with the stop-start button, and we'll see the instrument panel do its little flying display. The revs settle at a higher value than normal for a short while to protect the catalytic converters, and we will then take a look down here and see that we've got, of course, the folding roof control. We've got the Eco Stop Start and the spoiler manual deployment button. The spoiler goes up and comes down at set speeds, but particularly for washing the car, you can put it up with that button as well. Of course, the electronic parking brake with hill start, and we've got traction control off, and the button for the switchable active sports exhaust. That's the 2 valves in the exhaust system that open to create a throatier exhaust note. We've got this beautiful shift stick. It is such a lovely thing to look at and to hold. The ergonomics, again, very, very good indeed. In order to select gear, pull the trigger at the front there and move it into drive. From the drive position, you can knock it sideways into sport gearbox mode, which means that the revs are held higher effectively in order to give you a more aggressive driving experience. In sport, you can shift up and down on the shift stick itself. You can, of course, also do that on the flappy paddles on the steering wheel. Next to the shift stick there is the driving mode selector. At the moment we're in normal mode. We can shift by moving the paddle back there to dynamic mode, and we see the instrument binnacle turn red and we get the little caption there, dynamic mode confirmed. That tells us the car is now set up for a dynamic style of driving. The throttle response, the suspension setup and so forth changes slightly, and indeed you can configure those things by going to the home screen and selecting dynamic I, and you can make your own choice there from my setup or factory setup of engine, steering, suspension, gear shift as well. And if you need it, maybe you're doing a track day, I don't know, there's a stopwatch function, G meter and pedal motion tracker as well with a graph, which if you're out on a track with an instructor may be helpful in order to improve your driving. Back down here we've got the stop start button, of course, we've got the climate control, and very important for the British winter, heated seats, 3-stage electric heated seats for driver and passenger. Back to the infotainment, and the home screen there includes the audio, phone, climate control and navigation functions. We can explore those one by one. So on the audio side we've got, of course, DAB and FM radio. On the My Music feature, a Bluetooth device, of course. There isn't one actually plugged in at the moment, but other sources that you can use include iPod, DVD, CD, aux and USB inputs. And when you play a CD on this car, you can store it into the car's own memory. It's like a jukebox built into the car, which enables you to listen to CDs which you've played previously. Fully featured Bluetooth telephony, including button on the steering wheel so that you don't have to take your hand off the wheel in order to make or answer a call. And of course, satellite navigation, which makes getting around the place so much easier. It's very easy to use. You can have a split screen view as here. Programming it with your destination and so forth is very simple, and the presentation is very clear. Over on the steering wheel, we've got the infotainment controls on the left with the Bluetooth button, and over on the right, cruise control and the active speed limiter. We've got, of course, automatic headlamps and rain-sensitive wipers. And I should say that a feature of this car is this custom-made steering wheel in beautiful suede grip with stitched black leather top and bottom. It's slightly chunkier than the standard Jaguar F-Type wheel. It feels brilliant to the hand. It really does make driving this particular F-Type an even greater pleasure than it normally is. Let's switch off the engine and take a look in the boot. All convertibles, of course, suffer from the fact that the roof has to go somewhere, and therefore the boot is generally a good bit smaller than a coupe might be. And that's certainly true of the F-Type. However, when you add up the actual volume in this boot, it is perfectly usable. The space extends quite a long way forward there. We've got this useful little cubby hole down in the bottom. And then this actual area across the back of the car, provided that you pack soft-sided bags and you don't try to put hard-sided suitcases in there, is very workable. On the passenger side of the car, and again, everything is in beautiful order. We can see here, by the way, Meridian surround sound. The top level of sound system is fitted to this F-Type, and we also have the full memory seat package on this car, two valuable and expensive extra cost options. And the rest of the cockpit on this side, well, it's splendid. I suspect that seat has very seldom been occupied. It's pretty well as it left the factory. Likewise, the scuff plate there is in pretty well perfect order. Under the bonnet, and there, under the cover at least, is the supercharger. And under the supercharger is the V8 power plant, 5 litres of engine producing 550 horsepower. And powering this F-Type from 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds and on to a top speed of 186 miles per hour. Now, by any measure, they are impressive figures. But this is not a drag racing car. It isn't a car that works by numbers. It's a car that works by feel, by passion, by emotion. It is a car which connects the driver through the machine to the road in the most sublime way. And it would be easy to lose sight of that when thinking about the technical side of this beautiful thing. Service history, by the way, a mix of Jaguar and one recent service by a very reputable independent, our own independent specialist, in fact, who does various work for us from time to time. And the car is running perfectly, drives very smoothly and sweetly, everything on it functioning exactly as it should. And on that note, let's take a look at how the convertible roof works. Sitting in the F-Type then, and it is a single button operation for the roof, so let's fold the roof up into the closed position. First the windows go down, then the roof elegantly and almost completely silently moves over and latches into the top of the windscreen. The safety latches operate there and the windows close. All very swift and very silent, and pretty simple as well, which is important for reliability. Conversely, to open the roof, press the button, the windows go down, the latches disengage at the top of the windscreen, the roof folds itself away. Once it's down, the windows will come up again, and the process is complete. Quick and fairly simple, and in our experience, very reliable. Thank you very much for watching. It's been a great pleasure to show you this beautiful F-Type. We're Sports and Touring just outside Andover in Hampshire. We're open 7 days a week by appointment only. You're very welcome to telephone, email or WhatsApp with any inquiries, or if you'd like to arrange to see this car in person or by video call. We can send you a link to the Google Drive we keep for the car. That's an online folder with high-resolution photographs which you can actually zoom in on, and PDF copies of important documents like the service history and the motor check report. If you've got a car that you need to dispose of on your buying journey, we'll give you frank and honest advice about the best way to achieve the maximum value with the minimum inconvenience. And if you'd like to chat about finance, we can do that as well. We're authorised and regulated by the FCA. Do please take a few moments to read our reviews in Auto Trader. I'm very proud indeed of everything that our previous customers say about us. And I'll close by saying thanks again, and we do look forward to hearing from you very soon.